Hey guys, what's up? Hey Laura, how's it going? Welcome guys. Hey Horseface, what's up? What's up, Ben? Trying a new social experiment tonight. For the next 30 days, I want to give away $10 to a random charity on GoFundMe. So every day on Periscope, want to figure out a way to kind of work together and pick one. And then I'm also going to match the amount to someone watching on the feed. So how's that sound, guys? Give some money to charity and give some money to people on Periscope. And just kind of see where that goes. Maybe kind of like a pay it forward. Hey Laura, how's it going? But I'm going to need your help, guys. I want to kind of decide which charity on GoFundMe that we should pick. What's a good cause? Where do you guys usually donate to? Very interesting to know. Donate to bitches without an ass. That is a cause in itself that probably needs a lot more than $10 right now. But it's I'm gonna go on GoFundMe, get the ball rolling here. Let's see. D3R. Thanks for the hearts. Appreciate it, guys. I have like 10 minutes before. I'm waiting for an Uber to get here to go out to the bar. So I'm like, let's go on Periscope and think of something funny and random. Alright, let's go. GoFundMe. They have charities. Okay, let's share my screen on this laptop. We have Skydive for the Edward Foundation. Hey Jake, how's it going? The Cali Firefighter Relief Fund. That sounds fantastic. Let's read about that. If no one wants to suggest a charity, I'm just going to pick a random one and go from here. Hey Ibiza, how's it going? We'd like to thank everyone for donating. This is the Field of Dreams. It's for Cal Fire to help us any way we can. That's to support the California Fire Department. Cool. Well, Derek, we're going to be bouncing you out of here. I don't got time for that nonsense. Later. Alright, cool. Hey O'Connell, how's it going? I think we're going to go here. I'd like to thank everyone who's donated. Hey, do it right. I'm just on GoFundMe right now, trying to pick a charity that I could donate to once a day, just to help them out. I've zeroed in on the California Firefighter Relief Fund, which seems to have proceeds go to various families who have been injured from fighting fires, which is pretty cool. It's kind of in my area where I live, actually, so cool. What do you guys think? Don't know many charities, but I used the Tony Stewart Foundation through mysmile.amazon. The Tony Stewart Foundation. Is that the NASCAR driver, Tony Stewart? Tony Stewart Foundation. Let's check it out. Hey Teriyaki, how's it going? Alright, cool. And from Kazakhstan. There's always a lot of people from Kazakhstan that rotate on here on Periscope. That's pretty cool. Exotic Fantasy. What's going on? I'm trying to pick a charity that I can donate some money to tonight. And maybe someone will be up to the challenge on matching me. But yeah, the Tony Stewart one looks alright. He got into a little bit of a tiff this year, though, with that accident. Not to say that his charity doesn't deserve anything less or more than anyone else's, but I'm just not really familiar with this and where it's going to. So far, I'm kind of sold on the. I was looking at this earlier, the California Firefighter Relief Fund. think we're gonna go with that, guys. It's yeah, okay, cool. Let's do that. Like I said, I'm waiting for an Uber ride, and once a day I'm gonna be picking random charities here on GoFundMe and just donating $10, and kind of flip it back here while I'm filling things in. How's everyone's evening going? What's everyone up to? I know Laura was out buying books earlier. What books did you end up picking up at Barnes and Noble? I hope they were business books and not picture books. Um, did a bunch of Periscopes today, actually. Talked about internet marketing and business. The last one I just did was was about Facebook ads. That was fun. Helped helped some real estate agents in Philadelphia figure out a strategy on making money on Facebook. So that was fun. Cleaning your room, listening to me. Cool. Hey James, how's it going? Hey Jake, how's it going? All right. And so yeah, I'm gonna basically be doing these daily donations. Hey Rachel, how's it going? And I bought my little brother the 7 Habits of Highly Addictive Teens. Cool. So you have a teenage brother. That's always fun. Sure, they're going through a lot of different phases right now, so giving them some direction is always a good idea. And I bought myself Brian Tracy's fantastic. I've seen him speak on several occasions. I have read No Excuses. I do live that lifestyle. I believe that people have way too many damn excuses about everything. And they live a life of not fulfilling their dreams because they just go to work, um, pay taxes, and then they die. Oh, I mean, that Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, I mean, that's a classic. I always tell my coaching students to pick up that book. It's all about making a tribe and surrounding people in your life that love you, but also people that push you to your limits. And just, I always say, I always hear that stupid saying that you always want to make sure that you're the dumbest person in the room. Well, I always want to say you always want to make sure you're the most loved person in the room. Because if you're not surrounded by people that love you and support you, being dumb is just going to make you feel dumber. So it's there's lots to learn. So I do recommend. I want to hear your thoughts on those books, though, Laura. Take notes, see how they do for you. I know with your Yoga clothing line, you will definitely see mega improvements in your business with Brian Tracy and Dale in your life. So, yeah, but everything that I read is digital. Anything written by Dan Kennedy, sales copy, sales copywriting master crew. Um, yeah, sorry, not yoga, but sorry, long day. um, the Max clothing line. I was actually trying to find it on Facebook. I couldn't find your company page, and then I went through your profile, and then I couldn't find any of that either. Are you still kind of pre-launching it? I noticed you had some activity in like 2014 for it. So have you been kind of like building it over the past year? But yeah. Let me show you some books that I do recommend on Amazon. How do I overcome fear? That's a fantastic question. Maxing out. Overcoming fear, all you have to do is two things. Realize what those fears are, and then every day make micro commitments to defeat them. So if you have a fear of speaking in public, start small. Go to groups of other people who have a fear of public speaking. And another example is if you have a fear of public speaking, just like if you live in an apartment building or a condo, start talking to the people in the elevator. Say hi, see if you can strike a conversation. Always just try and figure out angles around what your fears are. I started 2003, but barely started back up. Well, that's okay. Um, I think the first thing with fear, though, is just admitting what you're afraid of. Do you have what do you got for fears? My Periscope chat's bugging up on me again. Um, I like to look at the moon. Makes me realize how small my fears are compared to the universe. That's a great one. That's a great one for sure. Um, and you can definitely try and put some symbolism to fear as well. But I think it's all about confidence. If you're confident in yourself and you have clear direction, and like I was mentioning before, you have people supporting you all around. If it's positivity, 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 just being injected in all directions in your life, you really don't have anything to fear. Um, and so, uh, Rachel wants to start her own business but is scared. Well, honestly, that's fantastic that you want to start your own business. I couldn't recommend it more. What are you scared about? There's a lot of things that are challenging about starting a business, but I find them fun. But I also like that the challenges make it. Um, well, here's how I look at successful people. Successful people are people who are willing to fail more than anyone else. And they learn from those failures over and over and over again. I can tell you, when I first started my graphics design business when I was 12 years old, it was in 1999. Um, I kept trying to sell, to small businesses, and I was just getting. Yep, I started in '99. I just I just felt that no matter what I was doing, I wasn't getting any traction. And so, what I realized at a young age is you have to ask for help. I think Periscope is a great example where you can get help. You can learn from people who have already done what you are aiming for. Number two is you need to surround yourself with people who are successful in business. So, Rachel, what are your passions? What would be a business that you'd want to start up? And yeah, Laura, hit me up on Facebook with some links to what you're working on. I'll definitely take a look and give you some advice. And yeah, Rachel, tell me. I'm interested to know because I don't frequently run into people who are afraid to start a business. Um, I have a business model, I have money, but I'm a single mom. Okay. So congrats on still pushing forward with that. So, what you thinking, Rachel? What kind of business do you want to run? Do you want to run a business to help single mothers, or is it a specific type of product, or what are you afraid of doing? You want to start a gym? Fantastic. I have several friends who run fitness gyms here in Toronto. Um, what type of gym? Hey, Bebop. Thanks, guys. Just so you guys know, I'm approaching. I got about 45 minutes left until I hit midnight, and I'm about, I think, 900 hearts away from my 5K goal. So we're gonna push it tonight. I'm gonna try and see if you guys can start double tapping that screen and give me some heart love. But yeah, Rachel, what type of gym? Okay, so you don't want to get into the specifics. That's fine. All I can recommend to you is if this is something that's new, get it down on paper on who you think your target audience is. Who would be the ideal customers that are going to be going to your gym? And what problems are you going to solve for them? And once you can get that on paper, you got to reach out to these people without revealing what your idea is and confirming with the market that this is actually going to be something that could be successful. I find that a lot of people get a good idea and they sell themselves on it, and then they invest all this money and all this time and all this energy and they launch the business, and no one wants whatever it is they're offering. And that's a big mistake that I see people make, is they sell themselves on the idea. They think everyone's going to want it, but you don't think how everyone else thinks. You think how Rachel thinks. So you need to ask other people what they think. And if you survey, let's say, a good 100 people, and I don't know, a majority, at least 50% of them, think it's a good idea, then yeah, ask a target demographic, definitely. Um, and just kind of give them your elevator speech. My name's Rachel. I'm looking to start off this amazing gym in New York City, wherever you're from. And if you got a couple minutes, I just wanted to kind of ask you some questions and help me if this is going to be a good idea for me opening a business here or not. And you just got to hit the pavement and ask people. But you don't need to just go on the street or like a Starbucks and ask people. You can start off with people like me on a Periscope. You can ask your friends, ask your family, see what they think. And then kind of branch out from there. Yeah, you could talk to other gyms. Um, Thanks, Laura. Yeah, you can talk to other gyms if they're doing something similar. I can tell you right now, there's a lot of times where I do business to business, and I figure out who the owner is, and I just offer to take them out for a coffee, for a lunch, and just kind of pick their brain. The other thing that you can do, Rachel, where do you live exactly? What area? Are you in the States? Are you in Canada? Where are you at? You're in Kansas City. Oh, okay. Go Chiefs. I actually go to Kansas a lot because that's my brother's favorite team. So, cool. Thanks for the hearts, guys. So yeah, what I would do is here. Let's check right now. Let's go on my laptop here for a second. You're a Royals fan. Cool. I'm a Blue Jays fan. We're doing fantastic right now, and it's been a long time since we've had a good team. So, what I would do is I'd go on Google and I would type Kansas City gym meetup. Let's see what they got. Intro to rock climbing, fitness meetups in Kansas City. So look, there's all these fitness meetups. So these are all businesses that are running meetups to kind of get people in the front door. But what happens is a lot of times at these meetups, it's the owners of these businesses that run them. They do it kind of like a lead generation tool, right? So you're going to be completely different. You're not going to be someone that wants to join their gym, but you'll have the opportunity to speak with the owners or management of these gyms, and then you could run your idea by them there. It's a more appropriate setting than just kind of showing up with a tablet or a laptop. Score. I know there's TV station Score where I watch a lot of sports, but no, what is Score? Small business advice, is that what it is? It's like a chapter where you get like mentoring and stuff, kind of like a chamber of commerce in like your local city. I've never used it. It's free, sure. I mean, you can't go wrong with free. But you also, here's what I find a lot, especially with startups. I actually accelerate startups. I have invested in 14 startups now that have all become successful with my guidance and acceleration. And I find that they spend too much time getting free advice and not really doing anything with it. So if you're going to go to one of these Score meetings, what's your plan of attack going in there, right? Is it to figure out if this gym idea is going to be good or not? Is it just to mingle? If you're starting to see where I'm going with this, the last thing that you need to really think about or worry about is failure. It's more figuring out how to win and coming up with a game plan. Look at the Royals. Okay. Honestly, I think business plans are a little baloney. Um, I think it's an old school tool where you're trying to look for investors to invest in your gym or something like that. Um, with the internet now and with so much stuff on like YouTube and courses that are so cheap to buy, you really don't need to come up with this 50-page long business plan. I just think that you can, if you can come up with in a few sentences what your gym does, all you have to do is, like Laura said, yeah, persistence is key, but coming up with micro commitments. Okay, let me ask you this, Rachel: do you have a whiteboard or do you have a calendar? Are you an organized person? Um, because that's really all you need. Are you like a hyper organized type of person? By the way, Rachel, make sure to follow me here. I'm going to follow you now. I'm looking at your profile. So you're a fitness and yoga instructor, you're a comedy, a writer, performer, marketing maven, StanfordComedyClub.com, Periscope assessments, the get-go. Cool. Cool. Well, that's one of the reasons why a lot of small businesses fail, is they prepare, they fail to prepare. And that old saying holds true to this day. Creative is fantastic. I am a very creative person. I can make something up out of nothing and make it super cool and super fun every time around, no matter what. Um, exactly. You got it, Laura. But the thing is, you got your gym idea, get a piece of paper, put a circle around it. What's the next step? Like I think we've realized the next step is asking other people if it's a good idea. Okay? So then you branch off from there. If it's a good idea, then what? If it's not a good idea, then what? If it's not a good idea, so most people are telling you, I don't think you should open that gym. You need to take their feedback really seriously and analyze from there. Are there tweaks you can make to your business, or should you just kill it and think of something else? I find that so many people get married to one idea and it drowns them for their entire life. They fail to get the basics out of the way. So I think that you need to get some basics out of the way there, Rachel. Have you talked to anyone about this idea? Like that you can trust someone like a family member, or a really good long-term friend, or a business partner. You said you're in comedy. Do you have any comedians that you work with that you could talk to? What do they think? Um, Maybe you should connect with Laura because she's in the fitness industry as well, more so for clothing line. But maybe you guys can come up with some type of conversation where you can get some feedback. So 80% like it. That's good. That's good. Um, I don't know how many people you've asked where you got 80% from, but if you've got that many people to give it a go, then your next step really is going to be, what are you going to offer? So like at this gym, is it going to be like a monthly membership? Like people pay per month to do whatever they're doing there? Um, right. Okay. So basically what you got to do is start getting down to numbers, right? Numbers is really the next step. How much do you need like a massive size gym, or can it be something small? Like could it be like a room, low cost overhead, not competing with the big gyms? Right. So it can be a smaller location, right? Could be a smaller location. So so have you started crunching numbers? Have you looked at how much is the building going to cost? How much is insurance going to cost? Do you need any staff with you? Are you going to need any products or renovations done to the building? What about marketing material? What about... Cool, Laura. Have a good night. Have you got it all down on paper on what is the magic number? The big question has been if you need showers. Well, I do hot yoga about 4 times a week. So with hot yoga, I need a shower right after. But when I go to the gym, sometimes if I don't push it too hard, I can wait till I get home. So it really kind of just depends on what people are doing there. If But you also got to go with your gut instinct. That's really what's helped me be very successful. If you think that no showers is a good idea, then no showers is going to be a good idea. And if you start to let doubt take over your mind, maybe showers be that's really where your business wheels start to spin in the mud and you get nowhere. You got to be able to make quick decisions. It's aimed at an in and out lunchtime crowd. Fantastic. Fantastic. So, yeah, then no showers. And that could be something that you could almost sell on to people. You know, these are the benefits of joining the gym. One of the other great things is you can come on your lunch break, in and out, and off you go. Right? You don't got to worry about taking a shower. You don't got to worry about nothing. Right? So that would definitely be a benefit to what your gym has to offer, right? But seriously though, going back to not showers, but do you have a number on paper on what it's going to cost you? Because once you have the number, then you have to look at things like what's your credit? Do you have enough money to get a business loan, to get a lease on the building that you want to get? To pay for renos, to do all that stuff? Are you going to be able to cover the finances of it? Because if you can't, then you lead down a few different roads that I can help you with. But it's good to know that out the gate for sure. Yes, I think I would do an LLC to all. Okay, good. And I'm glad that you want to do an LLC because that is going to help you come tax time. There's a lot of perks to being a corporation, but there's a lot of responsibilities as well. Every business that I own has an LLC. So basically, I pay myself out in dividends so that when it comes tax time, the amount of money that I pay myself from the company pays me ends up being very low in the tax bracket. But if you got the money to make this happen, Laura, that's fantastic. I can definitely help you overcome these failures, overcome these doubts of fail. It sounds like to me you understand what needs to be done. You just maybe need someone to kind of guide you and help you along the way, which is hard to find. It's hard to find because there's it is taking the plunge. You got to take the plunge. You got to start small. Would you call this your brainchild project? Has it been something that's been on your mind for a long time that you've wanted to launch, you just haven't done it yet? Like, is this Rachel's baby? Oh, you've only been thinking about it for a year. Oh, that's okay. I come up with 50 ideas a year that I want to launch, and so it happens. The one thing I can tell you is that's it. About one a week. And seems like a long time to me. It can be if you've never launched a company before. I launch lots of stuff. I'm so addicted to it. And I actually am launching an e-commerce store called Namaste Avenue. Let me show you this. It's not launched yet, but I'll show you a peek. Just to show you that I come up with all kinds of ideas. Because I know the yoga industry... no, I do not have kids. I was engaged at one point and that didn't work out. So I've stayed single for a few years now and I love it and it allows me to focus on business and that's what makes me happy and that's all I care about. So, I'm in the yoga niche as well. I have an e-commerce store that I'm about to launch in the middle of October, and yoga is just a passion of mine. So it was something that I decided, hey, you know what? I think it's time to make some money off this industry. I actually have been studying the yoga industry for a few years now, and I've watched the amount of money and revenue in the yoga industry. It's insane. It's like a $45 billion a year industry. In 2007, it was about a $28 billion industry. So it's almost doubled in like 7 years. Exactly. It's probably definitely grown in a lot in that amount of time for sure. So I want a piece of that pie, and I decided that I want to make a store that's kind of similar to Amazon, but it's only for yoga products. And good, good. So it's a fun industry. Honestly, Rachel, you just need to take a couple steps at a time. So the first step that I would do if I was you, just go and register the business name. Don't make an LLC yet. Just register the business name in Kansas City. Get yourself a domain name. Come up with ideas on what you want for a logo. Up with ideas of what you want for a slogan, and then just slowly start building off of that. Just take it a step at a time, a day at a time, and it's really like anything. The domain is picked. The domain I picked is taken, but I can buy it for 2K. Ooh, okay. I have been there many, 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 many times where I've thought of a good domain and someone bought it and has held it hostage for thousands of dollars. My personal advice, with this being your first business that you want to run, come up with a different name. Come up with a different name. Um, I don't recommend out of the gate spending $2,000 on an idea that you haven't really. I mean, you've proven it with some friends and family that's a good idea, but you don't have enough market data to prove that this is going to work. Um, so maybe start backwards. Do you have a logo idea? Do you have a concept? So what's the name of the business? Well, you got to be careful with that too. You have to be very careful with that. But that could work in your favor. Have you checked to see if any corporations have registered under that name? Have you done a corporation search? If not, then no, not who is. An LLC search to see if any other company in the world has that business name. You definitely want to invest in that type of thing. I think if you go LLC search, just Google LLC search. Here you go. I'll point back to my screen here. I don't know why it's so blurry today. Corporation. Oh yeah, there's one for every state. So you're gonna want to search. Thank you, Rachel. You're gonna want to search for at least like what's Kansas City? Is that in Missouri? I believe, right? Kansas City, Missouri LLC, right? Search. Just quickly checking. Yeah, there's business entity filings, and you can do a search there. So it looks like it's going to cost you, I don't know, you guys have your prices on there. In Canada, we make this so much more easy. Everything's all kind of in your face and tells you. You're gonna have to make some. It looks like the Missouri Secretary of State's kind of where you do your business filing. So go talk to them and run a search, and you're gonna find out if someone has that name or not. If no one in the world has that name, my recommendation is to register it first and then try and figure out who owns the domain. And then you could actually somehow, somewhat go down a legal path of obtaining that domain because you do own the name of it now. It's your business. So There was a time in like 1997, 98, when people were buying domains like Coke.com, Pepsi.com, McDonald's.com. A bunch of like kids bought these domains before the companies actually did. So they actually had to go through some processes of getting those domain names back. But they didn't have to pay the ridiculous fees that they were trying to ask for because it's their brand name. They own the rights to the name. So um, that's something that you would maybe want to speak with a business lawyer about. Um, like take a half an hour of their time. It's probably gonna be like 70, $80. Usually like $150 an hour or something like that. Get their advice on that. Most likely they're gonna tell you the same thing, that you can register the LLC and then go after them. Have you looked up the who is on the domain? I'm not going to ask you what it is, but um, have you? Do you have a contact info for these people, like a name and address, or did they hide it? Well, that would be a start. Um, you might be able to come to some type of mutual agreement where you can say, "Look, um, I'm not going to give you $2,000 for this domain. I can give you a couple $100 if you want. Otherwise, I'm going to go register the company myself. Actually, no. What I would say is I'm in the process of finalizing registering the company, and so I'll either make this easy on you or very difficult. So I'll give you, look at when it was registered. Let's say the domain was registered in 2005, so 10 years ago. They're renewing it at about $10 a year. So you at least got to give them $100 for it, for sure. I would give them maybe 150, $200 for the domain. If they say no, then say, okay, no problem. Well, I'm registering the company, and you'll hear from my lawyer in a week or two once that's all been finalized. I gave you a chance to be civil about this and blah blah blah. So that's business. You got to be feisty. You got to take control. You got to make sure no one controls you. Um, and I mean that goes in life too, but um, exactly. Take it to the mattresses. So um, yeah, that's what I would do. That would be step one for me. Is make sure no one else has your company name. Make sure you can get that domain, and then once you got that, and you already have the money, then it's really just a matter of diving in and doing it. Um, I think that you seem like someone who's very confident and knows what she wants, and you should just go for it. Um, I don't know what's held you back for this long to launch a business, but in 2015, you're either going to sink or swim. And the only way you're going to be swimming is to your own island, and that island is going to be owned and operated by you. Otherwise, this government is going to kill you. They are raising the prices on everything so rapidly, and the amount of jobs that are available is just shrinking and shrinking and shrinking that they really leave you very little choice but to start your own business at this point. And what better time, to be honest with you? Like, to advertise on Facebook is so cheap. It's so cheap to advertise on Facebook in comparison to TV or print. Um, but when you get to the advertising plan, that's something that you can definitely have me on board for to help you with. Advertising and marketing. I can help you crush that. But you have to take the first steps in your mind and realize that you can do this, you will do this, and that no one's going to stop you, and that you just need to tell yourself every day what's good, good. Well, if you're in marketing, then starting a business shouldn't scare you. It really shouldn't. You just got to do it. You just got to do it. Just perfect. Perfect. Well, that's fantastic. Well, I'm sure they're giving you similar advice then. I'm sure you've heard this a few times and you just need to hear it more. That's fine. But if I could do it, and if I, at the age of 12, if I was able to have my first company off the ground by 14, and then have my 10th company off the ground by 25, there's no reason why you can't have one company going at this point, right? I'm nothing special. I'm just a hard worker, and I don't take no for an answer, and I just do whatever it takes to get whatever I want. And That's kind of like the attitude that you need to have. I've never had to lie or steal my way through it. I've done it genuinely, with no regrets. And I love every aspect of life right now. And that's why I love this Periscope thing, because I can just meet with people all around the world and like help them out one person at a time. And I get a lot out of that. And it helps me grow too. So it I got my 10% battery warning coming up here. I actually only wanted, I donated some money to a charity tonight. I only wanted to come on here for 10 minutes, so I'm going to go. I hope that you followed me. If you go on Twitter, follow Anthony LaRocca. Go to anthonylarocca.com, put a name and email in there, and you'll get a listing of all the other Periscopes that I've done. I have it on Catch Me. And this way you can watch all the different things that I talk about. And I would love to hear from you again. Like my friend Laura, she comes on here every night now, and we have fun talks. So I actually just got back from the New York City Periscope Summit. I'm back here in Toronto, so that was really, really fun. So have a good night, and hopefully we talk to you soon, maybe tomorrow. So I'll see you later.